Hey guys, what's good? Mike here, Laker Talk. Thoughts from the Lakers' first preseason opener of 2017-2018 season. Lakers fall to the Timberwolves in the first game. The game was as expected. A lot of adrenaline, a lot of fast-paced movement, bad shooting, which I talked about in my last video. My concerns going into this season, and a lot of missed assignments. But overall, it was as expected. I thought there was gonna be a lot of good stuff coming from this game, but I thought the Timberwolves might pull this out because they do have some veterans on that team, some all-stars on that team that might be a little bit more poised than the Lakers, who I think would be coming into this game full of adrenaline. All right, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, all these guys trying to prove themselves and things like that. But the Lakers fell short. Basically, just a bad shooting night for the Lakers. But let me just run down the list. Lonzo Ball was typical Lonzo Ball in terms of first games, as we know from him in the short time that we've seen him. Passive, got everybody involved, didn't shoot the ball extremely well, didn't look for a shot, wasn't aggressive first game. But one thing I noticed about Lonzo, he looks, when you compare him to other NBA players now, like real NBA players, he looks really tall. I love what I see in Lonzo. He looks really tall. Even compare it next to, I think he D'd up Jimmy Butler at times, and he looks, you know, like his height, or if not right there with him. And you can tell that his rebounding that he showed in Summer League, he's going to be capable of doing that in the NBA or against, you know, top NBA level talent players. High assist mark, high rebound mark, and typical, you know, kind of like feeling his way out type of offensive game for Lonzo Ball. So I like what I saw from Lonzo Ball. Caldwell Pope, KCP, short glimpse from him. I never really seen him play, to be honest with you. I've never seen him play. His offensive game is not as polished as I may have wondered, you know, because I never really seen him play. He looks good, strong, athletic, 6'5" guy, but offensively, he's nowhere close to what I thought. I thought he was almost like a Jordan Clarkson in terms of that offensive skill set, but he's, in my opinion, nowhere near that. Leads me to Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson looks to be similar type of game that we've known of Jordan Clarkson. Basically 6'5" and can hoop, right? That's Jordan Clarkson, and he showed that with his limited minutes coming off the bench. But basically, look for Jordan Clarkson. I think Jordan Clarkson might be going for that six-man title this year, or in the running for that. So I like what I saw from Jordan Clarkson. Brandon Ingram. Again, he looks a little bit better. It looks more aggressive, obviously much more aggressive than last year. His shot is still, he looks aggressive, meaning like he's gonna take a lot more three-pointers, but his shot is still iffy. Not iffy, but I think his shot's better, but it's not as this fluid knockdown type of shot. And so to be determined, but I think the fact that he's gonna be more aggressive with his shot, more looking to score and be that part on the team, I think he's gonna be well for the team in terms of being far much better and being one of our go-to players. Julius Randle looked good, in my opinion, looked really good. His shot was off. I think he took some three-pointers. Didn't really look too well in terms of shooting the three ball, but overall, Julius Randle is one of those guys that we're gonna be counting on. He's gonna be a big focal point on the team, and I like his movement. I like his just his aggression down low, and when he does get the ball, and he got the ball, you know, 8 feet away from the basket, and he made some nice jump shots and things like that. So shout out to Julius Randle for playing well. Larry Nance Jr. Larry Nance Jr. was Larry Nance Jr., but what we saw from Larry Nance Jr. is that Kyle Kuzma is going to take his minutes. Kyle Kuzma, on the other hand, is looking like he's about to get a big contract at some point. What we saw from Kyle Kuzma was, how did he go 27th in the Summer League? And in his first game, in the NBA, like against real NBA, like all-stars and all-star level talent. He put up, what, 19 points in 23 minutes or something like that. The dude just has a variety of skills. He looks tall. He looks like fast. He looks lean. He looks like he's been in the league about 5 years. And this is a rookie coming in this year. So Kyle Kuzma is going to take Larry Nance Jr.'s minutes, and you will see Larry Nance Jr.'s activity diminish this year. There's just no way around it. So that's what I saw in this game. Zubac, he blew my mind in terms of his activity level, the way he looked a little bit more slimmed down. Based on what we all saw from him coming in Summer League, he did a complete 180. This game, he looked super fast, he looked super aggressive, showed his skills, and looks like he's ready to regain his role as our #1 backup when Brook Lopez gets back. Off the bench, I liked what Tyler Ennis brought off the bench from the backup point guard position. I like the aggression that Corey Brewer brought. He always brings the defensive end. Kyle Kuzma, like I said, lit it up, is going to take a lot of those minutes from Larry Nance Jr. Other than that, all the other guys is kind of like fill me in type of guys. But that's the overall assessment that I got from the first game. Not too much to take away from the game. Basically, we haven't really settled in yet. Everyone's going off adrenaline your first game. That's typical. So obviously as time goes on, you'll start to see things play out. But the highlights, in my opinion, from this game, I like what I saw from Lonzo. He looks really tall in terms of being next to real NBA players, like NBA All-Stars. And the fact that he can rebound, Lonzo is going to be averaging around 8, 8, and 8. So that's what I see from him. And then Kyle Kuzma is the real deal. And then KCP, I'm just like, when I saw him play, I was like, whoa, I didn't know his offensive game was, I thought his offensive game was way more polished, like a Jordan Clarkson's type of offensive game. That surprised me. And so it just made me go like, okay, you know, like, I didn't know that, you know. So you know, I'm okay with that 1-year deal in terms of, you know, KCP on that end. But, you know, obviously he's a stud on the defensive end, but offensive end. So, you know, other than that, I like what I'm seeing from Julius Randle and Zubac. And until next game, I know exactly when we play, but that's my thoughts from this game. Excited to get the season started. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for commenting, liking, and subscribing. As always, follow me on Twitter at MikeSportsLA and on Instagram. And we'll talk soon, guys. Till next game, we'll chat. Peace.